Yes, so today we're going to continue with the mock examination review. The last question we did was number 31. Now the next is 32. And by the way, this is part 2 of paper 1. In a right-angled triangle, the acute angles are in ratio 4 to 6. What are the acute angles? Okay, let the acute angles be A and B. That means they are in the ratio 4 to 6. That means ratio A to B is the same as ratio 4 to 6. This same thing means A over B is equal to 4 over 6. And of course, that means A over B equals 2 over 3. If you cross multiply, it means 3A equals 2B. And that means A equals 2B over 3. Now I want to have a sketch of the triangle. Or the right angle triangle. Being right angle means containing a right angle. So let the remaining two angles, which are acute, be A and B as shown. So A plus B plus 90 is equal to 180 degrees. That's the sum of angles in a triangle. And we know that A is 2B. Or maybe I should say that means A plus B equals 180 minus 90, which means A plus B equals 90. But we know that A is 2B over 3. So I'm writing 2B over 3 instead of A. That means 2B over 3 plus B equals 90. Which means we can find LCM. B is the same as B over 1. 3 in 3 is 1 times 2B plus 1 in 3 is 3 times B is 3B equals 90. So that means 5B over 3 equals 90. And we can do cross multiplication, which means 5B equals 3 times 90. And now we divide both sides by 5, which means B equals 5 in 90, which means B equals 5 in 90 is 1830. B equals 54 degrees. Yeah. 3 times 5 in 90 is 18. 18 times 3 is 54. So B equals 54 degrees. And that means A equals 3B over A equals 2B over 3, which is the same as 2 times 54 all over 3. And that's 36 degrees. Therefore, the acute angles are 36 degrees and 54 degrees. And the correct option is D. I'll be writing the options. Now we go to the next. That's number 33. The area of a rhombus is 225 centimeters squared. If one diagonal is 18 centimeters long, find the length of the other. The area of a rhombus is given by the formula half multiplied by the product of the two diagonals. So I'm making D1 and D2 the diagonals. That means if one of the diagonals, let D1 be the diagonal that is given, and that's 18 centimeters. So what that simply means is that 1 over 2 times 18 times D2 is equal to 225. And that means 9D2, of course 18 divided by 2 is 9, is equal to 225. We can now divide both sides by 9 to get the second diagonal. 9 divided by 9 is 1, so that means D2 equals 9 divided by 225 divided by 9. That's 2. We're left with 4 in 45, 5. So that's 25 centimeters. Therefore, the length of the other diagonal is 25 centimeters. And that option is 25 centimeters. The correct option is C. Now to the next. Number 34. The volume of a rectangular room, 12 meters by 8 meters wide. 12 meters long by 8 meters wide is 576 meters cubed. Calculate the height of the room. Of course, we know the formula of volume. That's LBH. L equals 12 meters. B equals 8 meters. And volume is 576 meters cubed. So that means 12 times 8 times H is equal to 576. And we can divide both sides by 12 times H. We can divide both sides by 12 times 8 rather, 12 times 8, and that means H equals 576 divided by 12 times 8. That means H equals, that's going to be, we can cut in bits if you want to. 576 divided by the product of 12 and 8. And that's 6 centimeters. That means the height is 6 centimeters. That's option C. Now the next one, number 35. Given that x plus y equals 9 and x minus y equals 3, find the value of xy. So we need to solve for x and y first of all. Let me call this equation 1 and this equation 2. I'm using the elimination method and I want to eliminate x first. That means I'm going to subtract equation 2 from 1. X minus x is 0. That will be out. Y minus y is the same as 2y. Of course, what I mean by that is y minus y, which means minus times minus, that's plus, so that's y plus y, and that's 2y. 9 minus 3 is 6. Now we divide both sides by 2 to get y, and that means y equals 3. Now I can putting y in 1 Wherever I see y in equation 1, I'll write 3. That means x plus y, which is x plus 3 equals 9, because y is 3. That means x equals 9 minus 3, which means x equals 6. Therefore, xy means 3 times 6, which is 18. The correct option is D. Down to the next, number 36. Simplify. Number 36, simplify 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 of 1 over 5 divided by 1 over 5 of 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 of 1 over 5 divided by all over 1 over 5 of 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. Of course, you know we're using board mass here, multiplication before. Multiplication before addition. So this means 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 of means times 1 over 5 divided by 1 over 5 times 1 over 5. Brackets of multiplication, addition, and subtraction. We are using board mass. Now 1 over 5 of means times 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. That's for the denominator. And now that means 1 over 5 plus 1 over 25 divided by, that's all over 1 over 25 plus 1 over 5. And this simply means, what's the LCM? The LCM of the numerator is 25. 5 in 25 is 5 times 1. That's 5 plus 25 in 25 is 1 times 1 is 1 divided by, instead of the division line, I'm writing divided by. LCM is 25. 25 in 25 is 1 times 1 is 1 plus 5 in 25 is 5 times 1 is 5. And that's the same as 6 over 25 divided by 6 over 25 divided by 6 over 25, which means 6 over 25 times, of course 6 over 25 divided by 6 over 25 is already 1, but let me write it as 6 over 25 times 25 over 6, and that's 1. That's 1 simply. So the answer is, the correct option is D. Down to the next, number 37. A class consists of 10 boys and 16 girls. What is the probability that the topper is a boy? By the topper, they mean the best students in that class. Boys is 10, girls is number of boys equals 10. Number of girls equals 16. So probability that topper is a boy will be equal to number of boys, which is 10, divided by the total number of students in the class over 26, and that's going to be 5 over 13. And the correct option is C. As you can see that the correct option is C. Now, number 38. Number 38. If two women dig a well in 12 days, how many days will it take 8 men to dig the same well if they work at the same rate? This is an inverse proportion. Two women dug the well in 12 days. 2 women, 12 days. Now, if 2 women dug it in 12 days, that means one woman would dig it. I think I should just say it is equal to mean the number of days it took them to dig it. One woman would dig it in 2 times 12 days, which is 24 days. Mind you that this is an inverse proportion. The more the number of people, the higher the number of people, the shorter the time the job will take, or the shorter the time the job will take, which means the fewer the number of days, the fewer the days it will take. Now, so how many days will it take 8 men working at the same rate to do the same job? That means 8 men will now take 24 divided by 8, which is 3 days. And we can see that that's reasonable because 8 men didn't take as many days as 2 men. 8 women rather didn't take as many days. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be men in the first place. 2 men dig it in 12 days. 1 man will dig it in 24 days, and 8 men will dig it in 3 days. So we can see it didn't take 8 men as many days as it took 2 men. So that's the correct option is D. Now the next, simplify, which is number 39. Simplify 0.012 times 0.0009 divided by 0.06. That's the same as okay, here, this is what I'm going to do. I can remove a decimal here, 1, 2, and do the same here, 1, 2. So that means 1.2 times 0.0009 divided by 6. Which is equal to, what's 1.2 times 0.009? Okay, we can move decimal forward here. Alright, let me just do simple multiplication. I can just do 9 times 12, which is 108, and I multiply by how many decimal places? 5. 108, yes, and that will be 0.00108 divided by 6. Of course, that was a short method for the multiplication. 1.2 times 0.0009 is going to be 0.00108. So now we can divide 6 in 0 is 0, 6 in 0 is 0, 6 in 0 is 0, 6 in 1 is 0, 6 in 10 is 1, we're left with 4, 6 in 48 is 8, and the answer is 0.00018. And they said leaving your answer in standard form, and that's going to be 1.8. Of course, standard form means move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 times 10 raised to power. When you move to the right to put the decimal point in front of the first significant figure in the number, then the power of 10 is going to be negative. So that's 1.8 times 10 raised to power minus 4. Beautiful. And the correct option is C. Now to the next, which is number 40. The next one is number 40. Solve the equation 3x divided by 2x plus 1 equals 3 over 5. And what we do here is, first of all, cross multiply. And that means 5 times 3x equals 3 times 2x plus 1. And this means 15x equals 6x plus 3. And of course, we can collect like terms by bringing 6x to the left hand side, and it becomes minus 6x equals 3. That's 9x equals 3. When we divide both sides by 9, x will be equal to 1 over 3. That's it. And the correct option is 1 over 3. That's A. Yeah, it looks like the first time we've got an A as the answer. Now here, 41. The bearing of A from P is 243 degrees. Find the bearing of P from A. That's quite simple. Bearing of a point, if this is A, for example, of A from P, that means we are starting from P. If this is P, I think I can make that better. Bearing of A from P. If this is point P, for example, if they say from P, that means we are starting from P. And this is point A. And this is point A. The bearing of A from P is the angle that runs from the north pole at A, which is this, to the line that joins, let me say this is A. The angle that runs from the north pole at A to the line that joins A to P. So I need to know first, where is 243 degrees? The angle that runs from the north. So I need to measure that angle. I don't think this is 243. Oh, I don't think this is the right place to put A. It's actually the other way. I think I should start this way. The bearing of A from P. My P is supposed to be somewhere up here. This is point P. The bearing of A from P is a line that runs. Need to redraw that. The bearing of A from P is the angle from the north pole at P to the line that joins P to A. Now, let me measure 243. This is 90, 180. 243 is somewhere around here because it's not up to 270. So, A can only be here. That means A is going to be somewhere around here. Let me call this point A. And we said is the line that joins, is the angle from the north pole at P, which is this is north pole at P, to the line that joins P to A. And this is that line. I can make this better. The angle from the north pole at P to the line that joins P to A. So that's actually the bearing, and it is 243 degrees. That's the bearing of A from P. Now, what is the bearing of P from A? In the same vein, the bearing of P from A is the angle from the north pole. Sorry about that. Is the angle drawn from the north pole at A to the line that joins A to P. And this is north pole at A, so the angle is going to be this. That's the angle. And how do we find that? if this is 243, the remaining angle here will be 270 minus 243, and that's going to be 27 degrees. And if that's 27, this is, of course, this angle is also 27, because they are alternate angles. We know that this line is parallel to this. If I extend this line is parallel to this line. So those two angles are alternate angles. And if this is 27, the bearing of P from A is going to be 90 minus 27, which is that's 63 degrees. That's 63 degrees. So therefore, bearing of P rather, the bearing of P from A is 63 degrees. And the correct option is D. The correct option is D. Bearing of P from A is 63 degrees.